Hi friends, I'm Jody and I'm welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to show you today, we're going to make something that's going to be somewhat vintagey looking. If you've seen a lot of the vintage necklaces, you know what I'm talking about. There's usually some shapes, a lot of, bigger beads, some small beads as well. But I've been obsessed with looking at photos of vintage beaded jewelry, and I've seen so many different types. I have so many different ideas like running through my head, but the one thing I wanted to bring to the table is there's kind of a stigma. Now, I'm not saying with everybody, but there's a stigma with a lot of people about using acrylic beads. These are acrylic beads. I have some of these that I got from Sam's Bead Box, and they are amazing and they look vintage. Look at how cool these are. So these are going to be working in with our Czech glass, our regular glass, our we have a couple, we have shell, I have gemstone. So don't be afraid to use acrylic. I'm just letting you know, don't be afraid to use it. It doesn't cheapen the look. It doesn't do anything like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to see an example right now on how we can make this look really cool and classy and very vintagey, modern vintage, okay? And I also have some new crimp covers that I saw on Temu, and I was super intrigued by them. So we're gonna test them out today, and I'll let you guys know how they hold up. But if I can get the package open, they are so super cool. So you just put it right over your crimp. It's like a little clamshell, but the loop is on the top, and I've never used them before. I don't know if you guys have ever used anything like this before, but I thought, how cool are those? We're gonna test them out. I got a package of 10, so if they end up being really great, well, then I'll order more. If they don't end up being really great, I'll let you know. Don't waste your money, all right? Okay, so I'll be right back and we'll get beading. Okay, everyone, I am back, and I'm gonna just show you some of the things I have. So these items are little Czech glass beads. These are just like little tiny bicone type beads. Oh, there's little randos in there. A couple little randos. That's all right, we might use those too. And then there are some Czech glass rice beads, and these really cool Czech glass swirl in like this taupey rose color came from Beadbox Bargains. So don't know if they have these or these anymore, but I think she just restocked these. But you can do this in any color, and if you have some teeny tinies, experiment with some color. These I got on a Sam's live sale. These are the acrylic beads I was telling you about that look really cool and vintagey. Some of them are a little bit lighter in some spots and darker in others. I just thought they were so super cool, and I kind of wish I would have bought more than one set. Also from Sam's, one of the live sales I went to are these Art Deco Czech glass flat beads. They have a little bit of that coppery color in it. We're still teaming it up with silver today because that's the only spot that there really is any metal color. These items came from Silver Silk and More from their pop-up shop, so I don't know if they have any more. You can double check and see, but if you're not familiar with Silver Silk, Neely makes the wonderful Silver Silk stringing materials in all different types. But he also does do pop-up shops where he'll have beads and stuff like that. So take a peek at them. They're light pink on one side and white on the other. These also came from the pop-up shop, that same order, and those are Coral Mix Smooth Opals. So there's a bunch of different color in here. Not sure if we'll use the blues or not, but you know what? We might get wild and just say, let's do it, right? So I brought those out too. And then these are a Temu purchase. These are some glass, kind of like hourglass shaped tube beads. And I pulled these colors because I thought they would be perfect with this. So I just got these recently, so I should be able to find these. It came in a big mix of a bunch of different colors. So I just pulled out the ones that I wanted, but I'll make sure I put the link to these in the show notes, and I'll put the link to these too, but I'll let you guys know how it ends up turning out. So don't order it right away if you don't, if you want to wait for my opinion. I mean, we might know right now, like, how good it is. So we'll see. So I have 2 of those out. I have this toggle clasp. This order, I had gotten this on sale. I think this was on cherry tree beads. So they had a big clearance not that long ago, and whenever toggles are on clearance, I just go ahead and get them. Plus I was running low on small size silver toggles, so we'll use that. All right, let me get the rest of the stuff here. We have our wire, and this is going to be a short necklace. It's not going to be a long one. I'm going to grab a couple crimped tubes, and we have all of our tools that we need. So yesterday, you guys, was Labor Day, right? But all I did was labor all day. Well, until about 3 o'clock. So from 7:30 a.m., that's a.m., till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I spent the entire day reorganizing my room. I had all this stuff that I was going to use for organizing, and something happened where I just ended up piling it somewhere, and yeah, anyway, so you know how it goes. I'm sure you've all been there. You just end up throwing it in a pile and like, oh, I'll get to it when I get to it. Well, I never got to it. So I did that yesterday. I also pulled together some bead soup mixes. I have so much bead soup, and you guys, everything in my bead soup is great beads. I mean, it really is. I'm not just saying that. It really is. So I started sorting by color, and I came up with some little mixes, and I threw in like a pendant or something like that to go with it. And I'm selling them on my Jody's Jewelry Creations Facebook page if anybody is interested at that. I only have 8 right now. As I go through my beads, I plan on doing some destashing. So as I go through some stuff, I will definitely post more if you guys are interested in buying like cute little mixes or anything like that. So I cut my wire, and I'm gonna measure it for you. So today is Tuesday the 3rd, and this will get posted today. So I'm not giving you old information, but also too, I do have my link for my jewelry page, my jewelry Facebook page, and I do sometimes sell kits and stuff. So if you guys are wanting to get in on that, make sure you hop on over there. The link is in my description and of each video, and make sure you like it and be a part of it. And that's usually where I show what's coming up too on my channel and on Wendy's Crafting Friends. All right, so I cut off 23 inches. Again, I want this to be a shorter necklace. All right, and I have no idea how I want to do this. So let's just go ahead and try to figure out a design. So these are really interesting. They are strung like through the wide part on the top like that. And I thought they would be really cool to be like front and center, and just maybe with like a bead or 2 in between them. But then I thought too, well, it'd be cool just to have them kind of like floating around somewhere. But I don't know, let's take a look at it and see what we think. But these are such pretty little shell beads. Thought they were so cute. I'm like, yeah, I gotta get those. And he sold them in 2-packs, so I'm like, let me buy two packs, because chances are I'll get only 2 and I'll be like, oh, I wish I had 2 more. You guys know how that goes too, I'm sure. So let's do this. Normally I don't do even like for like a focal, but I wonder if it would really be that bad if I did. Let's take a peek. That one's getting hung up on something there. There it goes. Sorry guys, airplane alert. I live by an airport. All right. And I have my window open because it's absolutely beautiful out today. So if you guys hear birds chirping and stuff like that, then you're hearing the nature of my backyard because my window faces my backyard. All right, so let's do this. And then let's maybe do one of these. Yeah, I think this is going to be a really fun necklace. I'm not really sure how I'm feeling about the little triangle things. I might just string up one side of this and see what I think. Let's see how many of these I have. Okay, so I would have one left over, but let me do it this way. Actually, I think the more I look at it, the more I like it. And we're just kind of making it up as we go. You know, I could have, no, I like these just to be big, funky beads. I don't want, yeah, I want them just to be big, funky, chunky beads. Do one of these pretty beads. Maybe we should do, we have some that have some like orange in it. Let's do this one. And then let's go ahead and do, let's do one of these. Oh yeah, that's gonna be cute. Look how cute this is gonna be. This is gonna be a fun necklace to wear. All right, so we've got that much going on that side. So let's go ahead and go on this other side here and see what we can do. So we need one of these little guys. Sometimes just beating like funky things together is like the best. I love just grabbing stuff that looks like really fun and just kind of cool and funky. It's like my favorite thing. It really helps me like hone in on my creativeness. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I know I can put colors together. That's great, but how about all these different shapes? Like, how am I going to do this? Like, you know, have you ever just like been so obsessed with different shapes of beads and you're like, how am I going to put these all together? Because I want them all together in the same piece. Well, just do it. You know, just go right up and do it. You do what you want to do and you have the confidence behind your piece because you're going to know what looks good together. And if it doesn't look good, dump it off there and start over. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But 9 times out of 10, you guys are going to get something on your necklace or on your bracelet, and you're going to be like, oh, that's it. I'm in love. And it's going to show through in your piece. Oh, and you know what, you guys? We have surpassed the 500 mark. I am so blown away by all of you. Thank you so much for everything, you guys. I don't even know, like, I have 2 friends, right? Besides my husband. No, I'm just kidding. I have more than 2 friends, but you know what I'm trying to say. And I'm like, are there really people out there that like listening to me? Oh, cool. Look at how it ends up hanging, you guys. So it's going to end up pointing in. That was not a mistake. That is so good. That's so good. Okay. I am so stoked right now, you guys. I had no idea they would do that. That is awesome. I am so excited about that. Okay. All right. This is some fun stuff, you guys. I cannot even believe how cool this is going to be. And I'm just kind of feeling it, you know, I'm just kind of beading on what I feel like beading on, and then doing the same thing on the other side so they mirror each other. Another one of my favorite ones to do that's very vintagey that I'll probably do on the channel here is you use 2 strands and you use little seed beads in between each big, but both strands go through the big bead, and I love the way that looks. So I may end up doing one of those eventually too. And that ends up looking very vintagey too, especially when you're using like a lot of Czech glass. It looks so cool. All right, we are getting up close to the end here. We still have some big pretty beads to use though. So let's do another rice bead. I love these little rice beads. So I'll put the Beadbox Bargains website on here that you guys can check out. Unfortunately, I don't know if they would have the same beads, but in case you're not familiar with shopping with them, I'm gonna put it out there for you so you can shop with them. Also, I will put Sam's Beadbox link. I use him a lot too. Wonderful beads. They, you know, sign up to be on their like little list for text message alerts. They do live sales. You guys, their sales are phenomenal. I just ended up, oh my gosh, I bought a few things on Friday with their last live show, and it was so fun. And everybody has so much fun on there. They do like little giveaways and, you know, little prizes and credit on your account, you know, towards your purchase. And I mean, it's just such a good time to be a part of that. But they also have their app that you can shop from too. And then I'll put Silver Silk and more up there as well, so that way you guys can check that out too. I'll be doing some tutorials with Silver Silk products. I'm sure there's probably a lot of people out there who haven't used it, and it's amazing, amazing stuff. I love it. Like I'll try to do a bracelet and a pair of earrings this week, so you guys can see what I do for that. Get in there. There's something stuck in there, but how? I don't have my bead reamer anywhere near me. Hold on one second, guys. Let me see if I can find my bead reamer. No luck, but you know what? We'll just take this one off and I'll save those 2 for another project, because you know, the minute I get off here, I will find my bead reamer. All right, but we still have all these beautiful like little melon beads that we can put on. And we have these as well. So let's do one of these melon beads on each side, and we're getting up close to the end. So we're probably going to want to stick to some smaller ones anyway. So I think we're done with those. And then let's do another rice bead on both sides. Let's do 2 more of those. And I think we'll be just about done here. It's just a little quick one. I'm anxious about trying those little clamshell like crimp covers out. I think they're going to be really cool. I hope they work out really nice, because I would love to just order a bunch of those, and because they're really nice looking. All right, so I had my 4-day weekend, and you know, it's always that way because, you know, I go to work today and I have like it was crazy at work today. Let me just say, with having all the contractors having their time off, and they have jobs starting like right away today. So the ones who forgot, even though we sent out text reminders and email reminders that we were closed for 4 days, they must have forgot. So we had a bunch of walk-ins this morning back at the pickup counter, and it was pretty crazy. It was a pretty crazy morning. I didn't have to go back and help because I had my own stuff I had to worry about, but you know, I had a lot going on in my little office too. So, and the phone was ringing a lot today, you guys. The phone was ringing a lot. So lots of business. It's kind of nice when you take like time like that, and then everyone's like, oh man, we forgot how bad we needed you. All right, so we're gonna try to make this work here. So I'm not really quite sure exactly what I'm doing with it, but we'll figure it out. So I have my crimp tube, and I'm thinking that just like with any other like clamshell or whatever, you're going to want to just flatten it. So we're gonna try that. And I'm going down close to the bead, okay? Because this goes over top of it, like so. All right, so let's trim this off, like right about here. And then let's put this little guy on. And he might be kind of big. All right, so I'm gonna end up being like a Butterfingers here. All right, let's put him between my pliers. Oh, wow, okay. I crimped down a little bit hard, but there we go. I didn't know my own strength. But you can straighten it back out. Tug test works nice, guys. I think we're gonna find a winner. Uh-oh, I just pulled that off. That's all right, didn't go very far. Didn't go very far. All right, so now that we know we have that side secure, now we can put this side on. I think you could use a crimp bead better though, instead of a crimp tube. Like if you had a fatter crimp bead, maybe that would be better with it, like maybe like a size 2 crimp bead instead of the crimp tubes, because the crimp tubes kind of smush really, really flat, but it doesn't seem to affect anything on these. They stay on. I'll just trim that off. Do the same thing we did with this one. I may try not to hulk it though and like kill this poor little thing. All right, there we go. I did it much more gentle. Let's just give it a test. You guys, I'm tugging on it. It's not going anywhere. I think we may have found a winner. I will make sure I link these to I have a lot of links to put up there for you guys, but I'll link those to my description for you, along with those other websites that I told you I would put up there. I know there's a lot of you that are just starting this for the first like little while. Like you haven't been doing this forever, and you may not know all the cool places that we all like to go to. So I'll give you some great places to shop at. And when you do go to these different websites, sign up on their mailing list, you guys, because a lot of times if you sign up to be on their mailing list or text alerts, they'll send you a coupon right away. So I am a coupon person. Like I am all about saving some money. And like, trust me, 10%, you may not think is a lot. When you're buying stuff all the time, 10% adds up. If you got 10% off of every order you ever placed, think about that for a second, how much that would add up. All right, here is our cute vintage style necklace. I think it turned out adorable. I'm going to try it on for you guys so you can see what it looks like on a human body. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Look at that, you guys. That turned out really cute. I love that these point up. How amazing is that? Like, I had no idea that they would do that. Look how cute this looks. And see, and if you look at this, let me pull you in. You could not tell the difference between my acrylic beads and my glass beads. You know, you just can't tell. They are phenomenal. And they make your piece lighter too, because you're not putting all that stone in there and all that glass. I mean, you still have some, but just even taking a few out, I think it turned out really cute. You guys, I hope you really like this one. I really enjoyed making this one. The colors were fun and bright, and I think that it just is very fun. I don't know. It's just me. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like it. Please make sure you hit the description. I'm going to try to load up all kinds of stuff in there for you guys, especially maybe some of you newbies that are just stumbling upon these videos. You need to know where to go shopping at. We'll take care of you. Every single one of us who have been here for like, you know, years, we'll take care of you. We'll tell you where you need to go shopping. All right, everyone. Much love to you all. Have a great night. Bye.